Good afternoon. Welcome to the First Service Credit Union for You at Work webinar series. My name is Ernest Orieh. I am the Community Development Manager here at First Service Credit Union, and I will be moderating this conversation along with my colleague, Raoul Cortes. I have the pleasure here at First Service. We're working with some of our select employee groups, preferred credit union partners, and community at large. Okay, so we wanted to, normally we would be having this discussion at your place of business, but due to what's going on right now, we want to make sure you're safe, we want to make sure we're safe, so we're coming to you virtually. But don't worry, it will be just as great as if we were there live and direct with you. You will enjoy it, okay? So today we will be discussing the ins and outs of negotiating a great deal on a new vehicle, all right? To add credibility to this conversation, I'm joined by my colleague here, Raoul Cortes. Raoul is a living legend here at First Service Credit Union. If you've ever been to our Northwest branch, you've probably dealt with him. You probably bought a vehicle or two from him. He will make sure that you are empowered and informed to get a great deal on your next new vehicle purchase. Raoul, turn the mic over to you now.
Thank you, Ernest. Thank you. Hello. Again, my name is Raoul Cortes. Like Ernest said, I am the actual branch manager at the North location. I've been with First Service Credit Union for about 7-8 years, and I've been doing this for about 25. It's been an honor to serve the community. I love what I do, and actually making another person happy face. We're going to actually talk about 3 phases here in regards to negotiating the ins and outs of a vehicle. Getting ready to get started. Phase 1, preparing your finances and you're trading your car. Of course, there. Determine what you need and how much you can afford. It's always been said, what you need, what you want, and what you can afford is just common. We all want trucks, 4x4s lifted. We all want these nice luxury cars, but of course, it's just a wish list. We want to make sure, of course, what you can afford. Again, like I said, it's our job to make sure we can actually coach you through those directions there. If you need to purchase a vehicle, decide what you can afford out of pocket and what you need to finance. Again, like I said, we want to make sure we don't put you in a situation now and ready for the future. Nothing, of course, for the future. Of course, if your payments are too much or too high, we don't want to put you and say, you know what, months or years from now, I'm having a hard time. Because the fact that that's our job, just to make sure, of course, your job, you're secured. Of course, as you can see now, what we're doing there is we're making sure, of course, that payment fits your budget month to month, a month now. Taking a hard look at your finances to assess how monthly payments fits you. It's always been said, of course, that actually it's my job, our job, to make sure, of course, when you bring your finances to us, your check stubs, we sit down, we look at it, and we look at exactly what your debt is per month. It's always said, of course, it's 10% of your monthly gross income. You can go up to about 15, but like I said, it's 10, 12% of what your gross monthly income. That's what your monthly payments for a new car there. That's a good number there.
It's good. That's a good number.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, as you, I'm sorry, Raoul, as you all have questions throughout this presentation, please put them in the chat. We have somebody moderating the chat. They're going to compile all the questions, and you'll have an opportunity to have them. They'll be read out loud at the end of the presentation. Okay, go ahead, Raoul.
Again, like I said, when you actually visit us, of course, you want to get pre-approved there in different ways. Of course, you want to talk about, when we're talking about your monthly payments, is your term, your APR, and stuff like that. That's our job there. So we're going to go through all those steps there again. So prior to you leaving our location or any of our locations or any of our loan officers, is you want to get approved on the spot there. So that's what you want to do. You want to leave there, get it approved. Hey, you know what? I'm done. Now, actually, the next step there is to make sure the dealership accepts pre-approval checks and beforehand. Of course, during this pandemic, there's a lot of actually companies that are having a hard time, in regards to doing business. And of course, we actually have our draft checks here. I would show you an example. We don't have one here. Just making sure, of course, the dealership that you're actually there is, what is the acceptance of your the payment there at the dealership. Of course, some are not taking the actual draft check or so. And if so, like I said, just get back to us and we can rewrite you to the right direction as well there too. But it's very small dealerships there as well.
So let me ask you, in that process that you just mentioned, A lot of people at times will focus on their payments. So what's more important? Is it your payment amount, your interest rate, or a combination of both?
That's a good question, Ernest. It's a combination of both. And the reason I say is the fact that we don't want to put you in a vehicle, actually, say 7, 8 years. And of course, with the rate, of course, is not reasonable in regards to the value of the car, because, I mean, that's your second most important investment rather than your mortgage. And that's a really good question that you said there. Of course, you don't want to be paying down the road where, and hey, my kids have school in about 5 years and I'm still paying for a car. But no, we want to put you in a vehicle, of course, that, like I said earlier, monthly payments, as well as actually, again, where you're going to pay it off in 4 or 5 years, where it's affordable there too. So you don't be paying this for a very long time. Yeah. And of course, like I said, it's going to help you, on the end as well.
Wonderful.
Obtain actually a blank pre-approval check to complete your sale. I don't actually have a check here. Actually, it's a draft check there. We actually prepare. It's a real nice folder. Actually, it has your pre-approval draft check, and it's good for 60 days. And it actually has the dealer's instructions as well as the member's instructions. Usually, like I said, just it's good for 60 days for the amount you want. So again, like I said, we're actually going to work those payments there for you too. You know exactly, hey, that's the dollar amount that I know that I'm going to hit the max for. So again, like I said earlier, having it on hand gives you more, leverage in regards to negotiating at the dealership as well.
So we're going to provide you with a pre-approval letter. We're going to provide you with an auto draft check. And these are, once again, those tools that empower you so that when you go there, you already know what you're approved for. You already know kind of like what your budget is, because we've already kind of gone through what your monthly payments are going to be if you stay within this financed amount, correct?
That's correct.
And you'll be going to the dealership with an auto draft check, which is as good as cash, allows you to go ahead and get your vehicle paid for right then and there, whether we're open or not, right? And take your vehicle home.
Exactly. And like Ernest said, it's simple and easy. I've used these checks here in my last several purchases and sale, and sometimes I don't even go to the finance office. I actually just, I tell them, have my stuff ready. I'm there. It's very little documents you have to sign. Again, it's just your purchase order and just a few documents there. Probably about 4 documents. You write the check over to the dealership and you drive away. It's easy and simple. Sometimes you don't even go to the finance, and you don't have to wait for those hours of getting all your finances done there, because you already did your work and starting with the credit union as well.
That's awesome. Awesome.
Asking a third party for wholesale pricing data and through analysis of your vehicle's trade-in. Again, like I said, it's our job, of course, that here actually at the credit union, we can actually definitely do our work in your trade-in. So again, that's the number one question I ask when you actually come and get pre-approval for a vehicle. Is there going to be a trade-in? That's the number one question. And the reason I ask those questions is the fact that it's my job to make sure that the actual trade-in of the vehicle itself gets actually the full value of your vehicle itself. We actually have a report called the actual Manheim. It's the same thing the dealership has. They usually just kind of scan it on the windshield and they pull the report up. And so it's the same thing there too. So when you actually have that in your pre-approval folder, it kind of says, this member here, this client here actually has, really does his homework, which that's our job to make sure. The value of the vehicle that we give you, that's going to be the value, of course, that you're not going to take no less. Again, like I said, if it says 10,000, and if they're going to give you like 9,500, that's fine. A little under is fine. Now they're going to give you more. Hey, that's cool with you. It gives you more towards your actual purchase of your vehicle as well. So, I mean, like I said, we'll do that work for you as well. And it's called, like I said, it's called a Manheim report there. Again, like I said, a tip, again, like I said, is making sure, of course, your vehicle, your trade-in, once you take it to the dealership, it's clean, detailed. It's like your home. When you put your home on the market, you're going to leave your home reorganized for, it comes to your home. So the vehicle, like I say, make sure it's clean, it smells good, because of the fact that they're going to present it that way as well.
And I'm sure you've heard situations where an individual didn't clean their vehicle, and that now caused the dealership to offer them less. I believe I did have a scenario where I had a member who unfortunately lost almost $1,000 in their trade because of how their vehicle appeared when they took it in there, versus them taking the time, maybe $100 to get it detailed real well, and then taking it in to be assessed. So you recommend them making a small investment to make sure the vehicle is very clean.
Exactly.
Throw a little perfume in there, maybe if they need to, right?
Yep.
Make it smell good, and then take it to the dealership to trade it in, right?
Yep. And actually, it's been studied too, exactly. If there's going to be a trade-in as well, actually, you want to probably go towards the evening of the day where the actual sun is, the sun is down, like that. Because some of the salespeople or some of the appraisals at the dealership, they'll bypass some of a little a din or something. So it actually kind of helps you out. So if you're going to be a trade-in, the nighttime is a good time to trade it in. That's a good question, Ernest.
Good to know.
Consider specialized auto loans for your credit union. Of course, here at For Our Service Credit Union, we actually have so many different programs for our members, and that's our job to sit here and educate you to make sure we put you in the right program. Going and saying that as well, actually, our CEO, Dave Lazar, has created this Auto and Freedom Loan that, of course, I'm going to pass on to Ernest. It's a program, of course, is amazing, and I love that actually our CEO is helping giving this to our community.
Awesome. Thank you, Raoul. So as Raoul mentioned, we're going to go into talking about our Freedom Auto Loan. It is a program that we just rolled out so that we're there to, help our members. We're members of the credit union as well as employees. So whatever is going on out there, we are also feeling it. So we came up with something that is going to be a benefit to everybody right now. We're all going through some interesting and challenging times. And here at First Service Credit Union, we dug deep and said, what can we do to help our members even more? What are some of the benefits? Peace of mind during this uncertain time that we are all living in. 3 different coverage options that's available to every one of our members that finances a vehicle with us. It covers you regardless of your age or your health condition when you purchase the vehicle, and no risk to your credit should you have to walk away from the vehicle. Now, there are qualifying events that, go into the conversation. What are some of those qualifying events? Because I'm sure you would like to know. Involuntary unemployment, physical disability, loss of driver's license, international employment transfer, self-employment, personal bankruptcy, accidental death. Okay, so should you have any one of those conditions, you'll be able to take your vehicle back to a dealership, and First Service Credit Union will take care of the rest. There will be a deductible that will come into the conversation, but this is wonderful. You have this opportunity extended to you from the complimentary option is going to take care of you from within 6 months of the purchase, or you are now able to go up to 84 months, so the life of your loan. All right, so we have more details on this on our website here, freedomloan.fscu.com. I recommend that you go to it, take a look at it, and if you consider us to assist you with your car purchase, great. This is another benefit to you, like I said, in this uncertain time that we live in. I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic back over to Raoul. We're going to go into step 2, do your homework.
Thank you, Ernest. Appreciate it. Again, like I said, doing your homework, it's like anything else in college. When a professor gives you actually a subject to do your research or a topic, you have to do some research. Am I correct?
Correct.
Ready to find your new ride and best price, remember to research and your practice patience. Again, like I said, the biggest thing is being patient. Don't show no actual rushes, no signs of actually that you're eager to buy a car. Don't show up to the dealership saying, you know what, I just totaled my car, actually I'm gonna rent a car and I gotta turn it back in. Don't do that. If you do that, of course, the salesperson already knows off the bat that you're desperate for a vehicle. Don't say, you know what, my kid starts school next week, I gotta get a car for my kid for school. Don't show that. Show patient, show, no rush, and say, you know what, I'm just looking. Thank you, and that's it. Just be patient.
So in that process, less is more.
Exactly, yeah, good question. Research your options. Again, like I said, research an actual dealership is the best way. Just don't go to one dealership, go to multiple ones. I'm gonna give you a scenario there. Actually, we had a member not too long ago. I just went to a dealership here local in Houston, just bought a truck. He brought me the purchase order, and I kind of knew, of course, it was kind of overpriced because I'm a truck person for years. So I know exactly the price on the trucks there. So, and I said, you know what? So have you actually did some research? He said, no. So I plugged in the VIN number, and off the bat right there, it wasn't located here in Houston. So then I called the member. I said, actually, so where's this truck located? He goes, well, they told me in 3-4 days he'll be here in Houston. So I located the truck here in Corpus Christi. And so what I noticed, I said, wow, the actual price at the Corpus Christi Chevy dealership was about $3,000-4,000 difference. But the purchase order he showed me was about $3,000 for more. So I made a phone call for the member just by researching on the dealership itself. Like I said, research multiple dealerships. So actually, I researched dealership, and I saw, of course, they offer more incentives and more plans and et cetera for the actual or for the buyer or for the customers. So when I called Corpus Christi in front of the member, him and his wife and his kid, and actually I said, hey, you know what? I'm looking for the best salesperson there. And I told him, I said, my name is Raoul Cortes. I'm the branch manager. I'm from First Service Credit. Right there on the spot, he said, you're working with the best. Of course, they're going to say that, of course. But when I said that, I said, look, there's a truck there on the lot that my member is interested in. And so he pulled it up with the stock number and said, I'm ready to negotiate. That's going to be a cash deal. I'm about to send my member with the check to you. So we negotiated. And right then off the bat, I said, I want the best price drive out. Sales price, tax on license, that's what I want. Just because I'm doing research on multiple lots there, or dealerships there. If not, like I said, hey, I'll call somebody else. And right there and then he sent me a price. He said, hold on, give me a second. Don't give that to the member. So I did not print it out and give it to the member. He gave me another one. When I looked at the final one, I'm like, wow, we're about 4,000 difference all here in Houston. I finally put it out, showed the member. He was excited. He was like, wow, this is amazing. Just because I researched another dealership. And so right there on the spot, we exchanged information, had the funds sent to the dealership. Member 3 hours away on a happy drive to get his new truck. Again, like I said, just do your research, or let us do your research for you as well.
I don't think they quite caught what you just said. You saved that member $4,000.
That is correct.
$4,000 back in their pocket.
Yep. Wow. Yeah. And I just put the VIN number there and researched what dealership had it. I was kind of curious why, because I'm a truck driver. Or I'm a truck. I buy trucks, but of course, I kind of knew, of course, we're off on the price there.
Now, Raoul mentioned that he's a truck person, and before he goes on to the slide, we're not going to mention what kind of truck he prefers, but if we can get just a quick vote in the chat for those of y'all that are truck people, you like trucks, Ford or Chevy, just throw it in there, whichever one you prefer, and we'll look at the end to see which one won that one. And Raoul will let y'all know what he prefers.
There you go. Again, like I said, here's some other website, of course, you can look into. Again, like I said, I always steer into these directions. I had a member yesterday who was looking for a Corvette, and I was helping him for about an hour. We're looking for one. Again, like I said, I located one, just put within 200 miles. We located, matter of fact, when you use these websites, you can actually narrow them down to the color, the miles, and the price range, and et cetera. Again, like I said, doing your research for the actual vehicle itself on these links here is very helpful. We can do the research. Just let us know what you want, and we can help you as well, definitely. We're going to go on step 3.
Action time.
Action time. There you go. We're actually about to head to the dealership now. This is where actually it's going to get really, really good, okay?
Okay.
All righty.
Well, I'm not going to tell you which one is winning right now, but we're seeing a whole lot of Fords in the chat. I hope this is Texas, right?
There you go. There you go. All righty.
We got 10 Fords and 2 Chevys, by the way.
There you go. All righty. So shopping around. Again, like I said, just remember, here at our credit, our approval that we approve you is good for 60 days. Again, there's no rush. So like I said, it's good for 60 days. You take your time. I've helped a member actually buy a car, and it took them 8 months or so. But again, like I said, no rush. Shop around. It's good for 60 days, and just take your time. Remember, like I said, this is your second biggest investment, on the other hand, your mortgage. Encourage, like I said, the sellers to compete with the business. This is an example. I'm going to again, like I said, when I said earlier, a good way actually is shop around different dealerships and compete with them and test them as well as by email. Do not give your dealerships your phone number. Please do not do that at all. Again, you do that, they're gonna call you throughout the day there. So again, like I said, just compete, with an email. Send about 5, 10 different dealerships, and I have a template that I can send to you. Just send me, you know what, this is the vehicle I'm looking for. These are the options. My driver price with total all backings. Give me my incentives, my rebates, my cash backs, and let me know, and I'll meet you at the dealership and I'll write you the check. Easy and simple. Again, like I said earlier, is actually do not give them your phone number, because if you do, of course, they're going to call you throughout the day as well as 7 days a week. Okay.
So you mentioned for them not to be in a rush. So also don't let them know that you have a deadline. You mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
So that's very important when you get to a dealership. So pretty much come like you have all the time in the world. Right?
Exactly. Be patient. Just say, you know what, I'm shopping around. Like I said, just show no rushness. Just be patient.
Now, when they go to the dealership, I know we were discussing earlier, do they have to provide their information, like their social or anything like that on any of those?
Nope.
Because I know they'll get some information on you, right? Do they have to provide pertinent information?
That's negative. Not at all. You can just tell them your first name and just say, you know what, and that's really about it. If they ask, they want to communicate with you, just say, I'll give you my email address. That's the best way to do it. No phone number, no driver license, no insurance card. Just say, you know what, we'll communicate email later on. I'm just still shopping around. Again, like I said, consider the timing for your shopping trips. There's 2 months of the year, of course, it's always been said the best time to buy a vehicle, March. Of course, we always see the commercials, March Madness. Again, like I said, they want to get rid of these vehicles that actually the prior year. Again, like I said, March is a really good month. Another month is November. Why I say November is because the fact that they're trying to get rid of all those vehicles and bring in the new year as well. We have March and November. But the best month, like I said, is March. But like I said, between those 2 months there are the best months there. Another timing, of course, is the actual last week of the month. Of course, I mean, when you show up at the dealership the last week of the month, or even the last 2 days, it's just like, I mean, it's like the zoo. They're all over the place running. Again, towards the end of the day, when the weather's kind of cold or it's raining, because they're trying to stay inside and negotiate more inside. Again, like I said, it gives you more opportunity to just kind of look around more. Take a test drive. It's important there as well. And why I say taking a test drive is the fact that you want to take a test drive and have the actual salesperson next to you, because the fact that you're in the vehicle and you're getting to know more about the vehicle and you're asking more questions to the salesperson, just to test their knowledge and see if they know about the vehicle itself. Again, like I said, you're fitting more into the vehicle, like we said earlier. Is it something, of course, you want and you need? Of course, you know what? Like I said, give an example. I don't need the navigation. I don't need the warm cup holder. I don't need this fancy, this movement of this vehicle, or I don't need the whatever it is on the vehicle. Just ask those questions. What's the model below that one? Give an example, a truck. You can buy you a base model truck and has all what you need exactly, the electrical on your side, windows up and down, and just say, you know what? I don't need this tech package. I saw the actual window sticker is about $2,000. I don't need that, but if you have a base model below that, oh yeah, you know what? It's gonna be without leather seats. That's fine. They're always gonna tell you that it's gonna be without leather seats. Like I said, leather seats, again, you can say, you know what? I'll take the base, add the leather, how much would it cost? Shouldn't cost no more than about $700 on leather seats. No more than $1,000 tops. Of course, if you get a good deal, you get $500 to about $700, just add in leathers, and guess what? You got your car you want, and it's a few thousand more or less.
So the options. You don't always need all those options. Like
Exactly.
we live in Texas. Do you really need a seat warmer in Texas?
Nope.
Ask yourself that question. So when you go through all those options, honestly, what Raoul is saying that you can almost pick and choose which options, and the options may depend on you maybe going down a grade different from what you intentionally came in for, but doing that, you may save yourself thousands and thousands of dollars, right?
Exactly. That is correct. There, the fact, because on the window sticker is going to say all these packages and all these options, and of course, are you going to use those while you're driving? Probably not. You know, your main focus is to pay attention on the road and drive. Of course, on the other hand, like I said, you know what? I can get the base model and get leather seats, and I'm happy with what I have. It's nice. Gets me from point A to B. Good point there. Again, like I said, this as you're actually test driving and you get out of the vehicle, they're going to tell you, come inside, let's talk more. Just say, you know what? Again, being patient, walk away. Say, you know what? I'll talk to you later. We'll negotiate. Just negotiate later, not there on the spot. Obtain an actual vehicle history report. It's important. And sometimes, like you see, the websites on the dealerships, they won't actually have them and they're not working or something's wrong with the system. Reach out to us. We can actually obtain multiple reports for you free at no cost and let you know. And we can find things, of course, on this vehicle for you that, hey, you know what? It wasn't said on the actual report at the dealership or whatever, et cetera. Again, like I said, if it's a new vehicle, tell them, you know what? Can I have the invoice of this vehicle? When you can look at the invoice and just bring it to us and we can kind of help you. You know what? Hey, is this something, of course, that's a reasonable car? Of course, the pricing and the options, we can work with you and help you. And of course, we can contact the dealership. Is it a used vehicle? We can pull Carfax, auto check, et cetera, for you in regards to, you know what? Because some of these vehicles, these dealerships, they buy from other cities, other states. And sometimes the timing of it being reported of an incident or an accident or a flood, we can probably find something out for you that you did not know. And it's a peace of mind for you.
Awesome. So, and one of the important things about pulling a vehicle history report, because you can also tell from where that vehicle came from. And one of the things that we discussed earlier was that, you know, be wary be wary of vehicles that are coming from coastal states. Your Floridas, your Louisianas, Californias. Why is that?
It's because of weather. Of course, like I said, every state here, the weather's different. So like I said, you're going to see weather change in California, Florida, of course, in Louisiana. Of course, you're going to see exactly in regards to, flooding in Louisiana. So you better be real careful with that as well, too. We can find things that as well, definitely. A mechanical report for your vehicle. It's really, really good. Actually, get an actual mechanical report for your vehicle, especially when it's used. Take it to, if you have the majority have family members that are mechanical. They're so-called mechanics. But like I said, take it to the nearest mechanic. Of course, like I said, and get a report. That report is going to be really, really useful for you to negotiate the price of the vehicle. So again, like I said, you can use that for the future to negotiate. I'm going to give an example. If you say you find something, a mechanical report on a used vehicle, you can save it. And if that's really the car you really want, you want to negotiate, give an example, you can go back to the salesperson and say, hey, you know what? There's something actually wrong with this certain area. And it's telling me it's going to cost me this much, maybe months or maybe next year. We don't know, but something can actually happen. And I don't want to face that out of my own pocket. So you can kind of say, look, let's work down the middle. Let's see if we can meet in the middle. I'll take half the cost, you take half the cost, and take the actual my half or your half of the price of the vehicle. So that's a really good, good report you can use for negotiation. Definitely.
Now, what are some of the things you'll hear, and maybe if I'm getting ahead of myself, let me know, but what is negotiable? So you mentioned the trade. Mm-hmm. So you can actually negotiate on what they offer you for your trade. Mm-hmm. You can actually ask for more for that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Wow. Okay. Now, also rebates. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes you'll hear a scenario where the dealership will say, if you finance with us, you'll get the rebates. If you finance with your credit union, you won't get the rebates. Is that true?
It is true, but sometimes actually it's 50-50. You can, you're not. I've seen it. I've gotten the finance with the rebate because the fact that I've had dealerships say, you know what, that's fine. I mean, my vehicle, I kept all my rebates and several that I've actually helped. But Ernie had a good point there too. Now, if it comes to a point where actually it's a really nice rebate, we're talking about $1,500, $2,000, and it's just they're hardcore. They're going to give you that rebate. Hey, I understand. Actually, you can do the finance there, and then you know what? Turn around, and we can do the refinance at a lower rate. Because actually, like I said, you don't want to lose that rebate in the long run. Because they already gave you a pretty good deal on the front end, and just actually you don't want to lose that rebate of $2,000. Yeah, definitely. That's a really good point. You can do that as well. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Again, like I said, negotiate. Like I said, don't negotiate the same day. Just kind of like I said, walk away and say, we'll talk about it later. I'm still seeking. Again, check your emotion at the door. Don't actually show no desperateness. Actually, when you get to the dealership, again, like I said, you gotta stand tall, be strong, and know what you're talking about there. So, like I said, research the vehicle itself, know about the vehicle at all. Like I said, show with some reports there. And like I said, don't show no rushes. You know what? I just got my car totaled, and I actually have to get a car. Again, like I said, leave the emotion behind and be strong in the dealership.
But Raoul, I mean, you say check your emotions at the door, but I came to this dealership and I really wanted the red car. Are you telling me that I should not get emotionally tied to the red car?
If that emotion costs you actually some money on the table, and you don't want to do that. So you want to actually, like I said, you want to save some money. That emotion down the road won't pay that payment.
Okay, so set the emotion aside, keep $2,000 extra in my pocket by not letting it get a hold of me. Okay.
There you go. Okay. Exactly. So when you get those emotions won't pay that payment when it comes due.
You got it.
Again, don't negotiate the transaction at home. That's a really good point there too. So like I said, when it's in regard to a trade, don't talk about the trade at all. Okay, negotiate the actual price of the vehicle. So negotiate the bottom price of the number there. So again, like I said, so after you're actually at the bottom price of the number, you know what? That everything's fine. We looked at everything. Y'all both agree. We looked at this for you as well. And then throw a curveball. So you know what? I decided I got a car parked out there. I want to trade it in. There you go. So now guess what? So now you actually got the most at the front end, and now actually you get the best for your trade because the fact that you got the manhunt report that we gave you, and you're gonna get the money for your pocket there too. Again, you're gonna save taxes in regards to actually the purchase price with the trade-in as well there too. So again, when you trade it in, throw that curveball at the end, right after you actually negotiate the price of the actual purchase of the vehicle. And of course, we can look at the numbers for yourself as well and see, make sure, of course, they didn't change anything, on the top numbers as well. Let us review it.
Okay, so you're saying that when you initially get to a dealership, don't tell them initially that you have a trade-in.
Nope.
Okay, wait till that.
Exactly.
Okay, so and this is part of what we do. We prepare our members on what to expect when they get to a dealership. So what you're in essence doing right now is preparing our potential member or a potential car buyer on how to actually strategize and deal with the salesperson.
That is correct.
That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. And again, like I said, in regards to the trade, like I said, just tell them, you know what, if they're giving you a hard time on the trade, again, walk away. Just say, you know what, you're not the only dealership. If you don't want to actually deal with me with the trade, we'll go somewhere else. Yeah, definitely. Focus on the actual final price there. Remember I was saying earlier, the actual, if it's with, without a trade, just make sure, of course, the sales price with a tax on license, it's just small little figures there, of course. The sales price, actually, the common number is 6.25 taxes plus any doc fees there. So you should see the actual price that, the sales price plus 6.25, you'll see the sales tax, and maybe doc fees no more than 400, maybe 425. Any other fees, then it's time to actually, bring it to us, let us look at it and say, what are these fees about? We can question them as well there too. Again, like I said, actually, if the numbers are not right, grab the purchase order and just walk out and let us review it. Again, that's a tip there too. Don't actually sign anything in there in front of them. Just bring it to us, take it home. We can look at it for you as well. Ask for an itemized breakdown of all charges, anything, hidden fees there too. Like I said, it's our job to look at that as well there too. So we're going to look at any hidden fees in regards to that purchase order. Bring it to us and we'll contact for you the dealership and let them, of course, what are these fees about? And we can talk to the dealership, and sometimes on the other end, it would be like, it was something brought not about their attention, but it was somebody, on the back end there, but we can take care of that for you as well. Definitely. Any hidden fees.
So on the hidden fees question, I got a purchase order. In that purchase order, I see $500 for an alarm kit on the vehicle.
Yep.
As an itemized item. Does that $500 fee for the alarm kit have to be on there?
It wasn't.
The salesperson said it has to be on there.
It doesn't have to be on there at all.
Okay.
Not at all. Because the fact that actually it's advertised on the website, the dealership website, it doesn't have the alarm kit at all. Actually, it's on the window sticker. It's not advertised at all. So why is it on my purchase order at the final?
So this is the ways that they look to try to add additional items onto your purchase.
Yep, okay. That is correct. That is correct. Again, like I said, now it's time to seal the deal. We have 3 tips here on sealing the deal. Again, like I said, let's review the documents at all. We want to review the documents right before actually, making any final judgments there at call. So when we review the document, make sure, of course, everything actually is what we talked about: the sales price, tax on license, if there's a trade, the bottom number. We want to make sure we review it, completely thoroughly there, as well as ourselves, or we as a team, we can look at it as a make an appointment. So like I said, once you actually have the final number, again, like I said, we can make the appointment. So tell the dealership, I'm going to be there on Wednesday at 2:00, have everything ready. Don't keep me waiting. I'll have your check there on the spot there. Again, like I said, you don't want to actually tell them, don't keep me for hours, because the fact that I'll walk right back out. Again, like I say, keep my appointment, 2:00, I will be there with your check. Nice. Again, like I said, read your paperwork carefully. Once you get there, they're going to give you actually all your paperwork. Again, review it in person. And again, like I said, you can always walk out. If there's something on that paperwork you don't like, say, this wasn't sent to me via email, we didn't agree about this, walk out, and of course, come back to us and we can review it for you, for your records. Again, you can always walk away, definitely.
In this process, and I probably should have asked this question earlier, so if you don't mind me, in regards to the trade, right? Part of the things that we'll do for you is take a look at your situation and where you might be rolling over negative equity.
That is correct.
So, and negative equity, could you kind of talk about that a little bit and how that ties in? I know you mentioned rebates earlier. Can you kind of tie out how there may be a scenario where we can help out a little bit if they have a scenario with
That's a good
negative
question,
equity?
Ernest. In regards to your trade and negative equity, just in case you are in negative equity, again, like I said, multiple dealerships will offer incentives, cash backs, and rebates. So remember what I was asking for the invoice of the new car vehicle. Again, like I said, we want to actually see exactly the dealership what they're going to offer. They're going to offer 5, 7, 10,000 worth of rebates and cash backs and incentives. You can use that to actually help you for your negative equity in regards for your future value of your car itself, as well as the actual loan itself for the credit union. Because the fact that you may be approved for 100% LTV or 105, 110, whatever it is you're approved for, that's going to actually help you on the, of course, sealing the deal at closing as well.
And LTV means what again?
Loan to value.
Loan to value.
That is correct.
Okay.
That's a good point. That's a good question. Again, like I said, and different dealers will offer you that, because you may actually say, I'm going to lose this at one dealership and the other I will get it. And just like I said, you're negotiating with dealerships. I'm getting 2,000 more over here. On my incentives, on my rebates, but this dealership's not offering me that. But it's going to actually help me over here better. can you offer me back over here? So you can kind of negotiate in regards to the rebates to help you actually on your trade as well.
So now you're causing the dealerships to negotiate with each other for your business.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you have $3,000 worth of rebates. You have $2,000 worth of negative equity that you're rolling in. So now that $3,000 washes in with the $2,000 negative equity. Now you're on top $1,000.
That is
the
correct.
Negative equity is in essence
Exactly.
is washed.
Yep, exactly. And another dealership say, you know what, I'll throw in another rebate or something like that. I've seen it actually happen in my cases as well there too.
Wonderful.
Exactly. Definitely. Again, like I said, do not actually finalize no deal if you don't feel happy. If you're not happy, like I said, do not sign anything. Again, just, you know what, just grab the paperwork and just walk away. Like I said, you're not happy with the deal, just walk away.
So even at the end of it, everything, all the numbers will come down.
Yep.
You can still walk away if you're not happy with
Exactly. You have not signed anything at all. Like I said, you have our draft check. You haven't gave it to them. Again, like I said, just walk away, think about it. Say, you know what, it show that, of course, that, you know what, that I'm patient. I ain't no rush. Exactly. Now, actually, like I said, if it's to a point where you're ready to sign, of course, you're ready to seal a deal and you're happy, you're your spouse, you're your kid, whatever it is, you're together, you're yourself with us, you're happy. Again, like I said, the check itself is very easy and simple to complete. Your instructions, of course, is you're going to sign your name and just put in the numeric amount. Yes, we got your pre-approval for 30, and you only use 21 and some change. Just put in 21 in the numeric amount, and then fill in the VIN number and the name of the dealership. And guess what? You sign about a few documents, your car's ready to make ready, and you drive away, and you got your new car. Easy and simple.
Now, one of the things the dealership will mention to you right around that same time is, hey, by the way, let's get you GAP. Let's get you extended warranty. Let's get you dent and ding protection, windshield and protection. Does the credit union offer those?
That is correct. That's a good point there too, Ernest. Actually, of course, all those back-end products, ignore them at the dealership. Say no thanks, but thanks. Actually, my credit actually offer me the same products 3 times cheaper, as well as I'm gonna get a discount on my loan.
What?
So exactly. I'm gonna get a discount on my rate, and each product I get, as well as it's gonna help me out as well there too.
Wow.
And I can probably get a warranty longer and more miles.
Right. And so we're going to reward you with a rate discount for you going with those items for us because, like I said, we're members as well, right? Because we want that vehicle to be protected, right? We want you because we live in Houston, Texas, right? We're in the Houston area. One thing that happens quite often in this area is what? Flooding from time to time, right?
That is correct.
And how does GAP help flooding for those that don't know?
And that's a good question there. Actually, the way GAP works, of course, we do all the work here. We have a very great representative, who handles the GAP here. Again, like I said, once the insurance, you've done already settle your final cost in regards to GAP, we do all the work there. All we're gonna do is we give you another check, go find another car. And again, like I said, the 3 steps that I just explained, of course, that's easy and simple. You don't have to worry about, what is my car gonna get paid off? Of course, in a scenario, of course, at the dealership, of course, the insurance is gonna say, we'll go look for another car or whatever it is. Here at our case here, we'll give you another check, go find another car, because we know, of course, that when we did the first deal, it's in a good position, loan the value, so your GAP's gonna work out that way.
Okay, so GAP is pretty much takes care of the difference between what your vehicle is worth versus what you residual balance that you may have left on it once the insurance pays.
That is correct.
That's why I get
the majority, 99%, yes, it is. Now, actually, if you're put in a bad situation in your loan there, of course, there may be a small balance you actually have to pay, but of course, like I said, we're here at First Service. We'll help you we can actually help you kind of rewrite that little small balance or whatever to put you into a smaller loan there too. But like I said, and that's a 0.01% there.
What about those vehicles that have an extended warranty, that have a factory warranty? Does the member do you still recommend an extended warranty on top of that factory?
What we can do actually is that we can compare the actual warranty that you bought at the dealership and compare ours. And we can actually help you process the actual refund of the warranty that you got there. And of course, like I said, if they send you a check or send it back to where they send it to, you can use that check to proceed to buy our warranty as well at a cheaper cost there. Or actually you can turn around vice versa and say, I want to finance your warranty into our loan as well. You can do it as well. Yeah, definitely, good question.
For myself, Ernest, and my colleague here, Raoul, we really want to thank y'all very, very much for joining us today. Like we said, hopefully you got informed and empowered, and we do wish you the best of luck on your next vehicle purchase. Thank you very much.
Y'all stay safe.
Credit Union. Y'all have a good day. Thank you.